everyone. Welcome back to the railroad, the HO Scale Union Pacific Railroad Evanston subdivision. My name is Daryl Cruz, owner and builder of the layout, and your host for episode 40 of season 2024. This week, I completed the basic scenery on the Granger area. This is the Granger control point along with the town of Granger, at least the north of the tracks part of Granger. And I have to say, I think it's turned out pretty well. Things look pretty realistic, and I think people, if they're familiar with Granger, will recognize it right away. This is what it looked like just 3 weeks ago before I got started on anything. This was recorded back on October 14th. And this is kind of the way it's been looking for quite a while, ever since I got this section done. There you can see the details plus crossing gates that I have installed. I did a review on those. You might want to make sure you check that out. I posted it on Thursday of this last week, if you want to see a complete review of the details plus. And this is what it looks like now. Not only did I get the crossing gates fully installed, I also put up some telephone poles along this line. So this last week I did get these completely installed. These are by Details Plus. We're really happy with the way that these turned out. These are Detail Plus with Logic Rail Tech control board and servos, and they operate pretty smoothly, look great, and are not very expensive, which is the best part. Depending on your outlook on life, I'm just kind of putting them up and down with my hand there, covering the sensors. I use the over the rails infrared sensors, which I think are the easiest way to install and the least obvious on the layout. You can see I used the telephone poles to try to hide the cable. I'm not real sure how much I like these and the way that has turned out. Got some paint there. But I not only hid the bottom of it with the telephone pole, but then I painted it to try and blend in with, being blue, and then it kind of transitions to white. We'll see how it grows on myself, and I'll see if anybody says anything about it. And if nobody says anything about it, I think that's probably a good indication. Here you can see the infrared going across the rails and hidden by different things. But if nobody says anything about it, that could be either good or bad. It could be good in that it's hidden so well that they don't even notice it, or it's such a bad job that they are too embarrassed to say anything to me about it. But I'm sure all the people out there in internet land will comment and let me know what they think. Mark Bridgewater gave me some good ideas as far as using maybe a cell phone tower. And there is one cell phone tower north of the tracks on Granger. It's kind of far away, but you can see it in the distance. So I might, the cables are pretty close to the tracks, and I can't imagine that there would be a cell tower that close to the tracks. So I might move it back from the tracks a little bit. I might just limit it to only 2 cables, since I'm pretty well done working on this area. I won't be messing with it too much, so it doesn't really need all 3, or may not need all 3. But I might move one of them back a little bit from the tracks. I might put some gravel right there, by the way, also. But I might move one of them a little bit away from the tracks and then make it into a cell phone tower. We'll see, but I'm pretty much done with this now, and very happy with the way everything looks. I will come back and do more details as I work on the layout Right now I'm concentrating on finishing all the basic scenery. I just have just a little bit to do. But it's a lot of fun to watch trains go by, mainly because this is pretty much at eye level for me. So you definitely get a good view of the trains and a good view of this crossing and so on. And like I said, I'm pretty happy with the way. As you can see, I need a lot of work on the fascia too. I have all these screws I need to deal with on the upper level fascia. One thing I'm going to be doing as far as adding more details in this area here, I want to put some maintenance away equipment, and I might even put a maintenance away track. Here's the type of equipment I'm talking about. This is by Custom Finishing Models. I'm sure there's other places that have these kits also, but I'm going to not put all of these on, but I want to pick a few of these here, and like this is again when I come back and do the detailed the detail scenery in this area. I want to put some maintenance away equipment there. That would add some. Here's a picture of some of the maintenance of way equipment. This is a picture of Granger. You can see the telephone poles too, by the way. I just put these Atlas telephone poles up. I might add some cross bars to them. But that's going to be pretty cool. All right, now I've actually moved down to the lower level here. This is the next area I'm going to be working on. You can see I kind of messed up this signal working on the upper level. Trying to straighten that out a little bit. It still needs a little straightening. But anyway, this is the next area I'm going to be working on. This is the Devil Slide control point, which you can see right there. And then a bunch of bridges across the Weber River. This is the last crossing of the Weber River. And one of the things I did do this week for this area is to put in some hardboard to kind of make it a little bit more. I'm going to make it more smooth for when I put on the backdrop. So this upcoming week, I'm going to be working on putting some backdrops up there first. That'll probably be the first thing I'm going to do. And it's about 20 feet of backdrop, so I'm going to have to put in a couple, actually 2.5. So I have to basically work on 3 backdrops. And I'm going to put the backdrops up before I start working on the scenery. I think there's kind of a long reach, and then you have the upper level on top of it. It's going to be almost impossible for me to put the backdrop in back behind the scenery. So I'm going to put the backdrops up first, get that up, and then I'm going to be working on these bridges also. And got some plans that I'm going to be using for these bridges. You have the Trestle Bridge going over a road and the Weber River. Then there's a little highway bridge, not a highway, but a street bridge that runs under the tracks and then across the Weber River and then heads to Wholesome Cement. So I'm going to be working on all that. And as far as their bridges go, there's a lot of bridges here. There's the train bridges. The mainline train bridges are going to go over the Weber River and the road at the same time, and that's going to be right in here. Here's the bridges I'm going to be using for that. These are micro engineering. I got these from Lombard Hobbies, where I get all my stuff. And I got 4 of the open deck girder bridge, and then I got some of these through girder bridges, single truss. Got 2 of these, again from Lombard Hobbies. These are made by Walthers, obviously. And I already have some experience working with these bridges. They're exact same bridges that I've already installed here at the Weber River. The layout crosses the Weber River 3 times. This is the 3rd time. So we're going to have those in. Then for the little road bridge that goes across here, I'm going to be using, this is what it looks like. This is a Google's Maps picture. You can see the railroad bridge with the girder bridge, with the 2 sets of girder bridges on both sides. And then this is by Rick's Products. It's a little railing that they make. Not exact replica, but it's darn close. I'm going to use that on the highway bridge. And then this actually turns out to be a trestle bridge. Here you can see both the highway bridge, or the road bridge, and then also the trestle bridge. This is what they use for the spur that goes into Wholesome Cement. And I'm going to be using this kit from Walthers again, trestle kit, to go across for the spur. That's going to go right here. So some cool things to be looking forward to in the coming weeks. Be cool if I could get this done before Christmas. And then all I have to do in the new year is Echo Canyon. And then that's all the basic scenery. I'm so close to getting all the basic scenery done. Then I'm going to turn to weathering. Not sure why I don't have the ditch lights on here. Oh, there, I just put them on. We'll see some trains going through Granger in the newly completed Granger area. One thing I like about Granger is this is all eye level for me. It definitely is pretty cool to watch trains go through here. I was dead set against doing an upper level when I first started designing this layout. But once I got all the lower level laid out, I figured out that I had still a lot, or just did not have enough of a mainline run for what I want to do operations wise. So I added a second level. I'm so glad I did, not only because I have a much longer mainline run, over about 600 feet of mainline run, but it's really cool to have to be able to look at the trains at different levels. This is at eye level, and then you can see on the lower level you can see different aspects from that side. So works out pretty cool. Very happy with this. Looking forward to getting it all done. So there's some bunch more trains. I think this is a second train coming through. There's 3 altogether. Hope you enjoy watching all 3. Thanks so much for watching this video. Really appreciate your interest and support. Always love to read comments and so forth, so I hope you take some time to do that. Again, thanks so much for watching. Have a great week. Don't get too riled up about the election, but definitely vote if you haven't already done so. Have a great week, everybody. Take care.